All right. Hello, everyone. We are in episode 2 of Job Hunting Made Easy, right? And today we are here with Cynthia Jan. Thank you so much for your time and thank you so much for
It's
meeting
my
me today.
pleasure.
Yeah, awesome. All right. So just, tell me about yourself. Just keep it casual, like old friends, 2 beers in, just having a good conversation. Tell me about yourself, about your company. What do you do?
So, we are TP-Link. What we do is we are specialized in modems, internet modems. On top of that, we also have power switches and other technical devices. But our
Hmm.
main concentration is towards internet modem to especially at current situation. Internet having a very good internet access is very crucial to many industries. So this is our time to bloom within our industry, and yes.
All right. Awesome. Okay. And what is your role?
I'm an HR specialist.
Hmm.
It is a one-man army role, so I'll be taking care of all 360
Hmm.
from through 360 recruitments to HR training and development, implementing a very acceptable, at the same time exciting culture, at the same time helping candidates with learning and development, constant
Hmm.
improvement, and also if they're interested in any opportunity of growth within the industry, we make sure that they give the first priority. So I'm pretty much in every area possible within the HR department, except in payroll.
That's intense. You've been doing a lot of things. What's your story? How did you get the job?
So a headhunter found me
Hmm.
through LinkedIn, and when I went in and met up with my our GM,
Okay.
it was a great opportunity. I fell in love with their mission, vision, and on top of that, culture, where in our company, title is only for the responsibilities that each individual would do.
Okay.
But other than that, every single one is treated equally from GM to receptionist,
Hmm.
which is a great culture, especially for so some candidates who starting their career from the low bottom, the entry level, yet they
Hmm.
get respected and mutual respect is there, potential for growth is there, learning and development there, and we have patience to train each individual and give them the space to find their own ways instead of micromanaging them. So we have so many perks within the
Okay.
employee.
Awesome. That sounds awesome. All right. So that was a recruiter from the agency. It wasn't the recruiter within the company, right? Because you're the only one
That's
within.
correct. Yes.
Okay. How did he share like the mechanism? How did he discover you? He just found you profile on LinkedIn.
Yes, based on my profile and based on my previous experience, it fitted well for their culture as well,
Hmm.
because even though it is a corporate, it doesn't have that same sort of competition within the industry. So you don't when you even recruit, you have to make sure they're the best fit for the culture. So you
Hmm.
want someone who fits in well, not just adapt to the culture and find individuals based on that, or when you can find someone who's already the right fit for the
Hmm.
role.
Yeah.
So I would that's one of the reasons why they picked me over other individuals.
All right. Well, I'm currently right now reading a book by Cal Newport, So Good They Cannot Ignore You. I think you're the best example, right? You became so good that it was impossible to ignore you. So the recruiters actually found you, discovered you, right?
Yes.
Awesome. And yeah, like maybe you could share your insights about like exactly like this aspect of the job, like the talent acquisition part, and what are your duties and responsibilities? What's your normal day in life like, and how do you approach your work?
So what I do is I partner with stakeholders, knowing their needs to fill their positions,
Okay.
and find out the core qualities of the candidate on top of the qualification and experience.
Hmm.
And of course, I know all the details about the culture, so I draft the job posting based on that, based on what we are looking for, and I make sure that we are very transparent, so
Hmm.
that there's no gray area for the candidates to be surprised about. And then once the post is gone up on our LinkedIn page as well as ZipRecruiters, Indeed, we tried many platforms because for us, um, talent acquisition is very powerful. Very, I would say, it has the most important role when it comes to assets because we see the great talent as the biggest, most important assets of all. So we
Hmm.
make sure that we spend the right amount of time to filter the candidates, and then we have a one-on-one because even though I briefly explain the position to the candidate over the phone, we do not conduct phone screening until the COVID happens.
Okay. Yeah, I
So
understand.
yes, so we prefer to get to know the individual in person where the papers and even the electronic devices can
Hmm. Hmm.
replace. So, but under this current situation, we prefer phone screening, and then we moved on to um, Skype interviews.
Okay. Oh, we're gonna return to the phone screening question, but like you mentioned platforms, so you've trying like different platforms. What is the platform that the most like proved to be the most effective for you? What is working really well for you?
I would say LinkedIn, even though it's the most cost expensive platform, it does have the biggest audience of all. But next to that, I would say Indeed, which is cost efficient. At the same time, we do have like a huge audience
Hmm.
towards that. And I would say no, the platform itself wouldn't be the main source unless the employer brand is built. So currently, I'm working on the employer brand
Hmm.
because many companies out there doesn't even come close to what are the perks that we offer in my
Hmm.
company. Yet many people does not know about it. So for us, improving our brand is employer brand is one of the crucial at this point of time because once the candidate walk into the company, only then they realize how amazing it is. Because on our own, we are not really advertising our brand compared
Hmm.
to other corporates who are
Hmm.
investing money into it.
All right. Well, I think we got to get to the branding kind of part a little bit later, but I want to ask, so okay, let's talk about the resume part, right? You receive these initial resumes. What do you see? Like, what is your experience? What are do's and don'ts when you like really red flags of the resume? When like, oh no, I'm not going to contact that person, even for a phone call.
I would say having a very messy layout is not something very attractive because we come across over 100 resumes per day. So we pretty much scan through it. So what I recommend is that all customize resumes for each individual you're posting. You might think it's time consuming, but it's no point of applying in a mass quantity because the response will not be as effective as well. So what I look for is that how the resume is altered towards the position, the posting, because that shows the individual's interest involved towards the position. Because we are looking for someone loyal, long term, with passion. So if
Absolutely.
you're not willing to put two couple of minutes into altering, there's no way that the individual gonna go extra mile to obtain a task. So that's one of the crucial thing. And the next one I would say is that um, contact the recruiter for the role directly and express your interest. That makes a huge difference because you will stand out from a pile. So you will get noticed. That does not mean that you will be selected because you have to be qualified. On top of everything, like being qualified, having a customized resume,
Hmm.
and being proactive. On top of that, connect with a recruiter, express your interest, and tell them do your research prior to your communication, and make sure you talk about the company and how it can matches your profile instead of telling them that here's my resume. Do you think any position that you have posted will match my profile? That means you're telling the recruiter to do an extra step to find the right position for you, even though
Hmm.
many candidates do that, but it's not something that impresses. It's
Hmm.
possible for us to do it because when a position needs the right candidate, we do make sure that we go extra mile to make sure that we find the right candidate. But that
Yeah.
does not mean that you have impressed. So it can go both ways, but to be in your positive side, always go above and beyond.
Okay, that's good that you mentioned that, and actually, I wanted to hear your opinion. Like, I know that you are very open for people who knock your doors, but like in general, like I want to hear this from you. What is your reaction when, like, probably like after this video, people will start knocking your doors and they're saying, "Hey, I want to stand out of the crowd. I want to present myself." What is your like normal response to people who contact you,
I
job
would
seekers?
Yes, definitely. So I would say thank you so much for sharing your information. And if the candidate profile is well suited for the job posting, then I would tell them that your profile is being moved towards the hiring manager. But if not, I will tell them why it does not suit the profile, the posting, and what they can do, or what else can they do to moving forward to be more successful towards their job hunt.
Okay.
So it's either redirecting or giving them some sort of advice, or
Mm-hmm.
telling them why it does not work. Or if they are going to be moving forward, I'll make sure that they are well aware of it, so that they will have some sort of instead of just moving, because we need candidates too. We are looking for right candidates too. So if they just apply and move on to the next one, like we want to make sure that if we are interested, we make sure that the candidates is well aware, so that they will know like to follow up in case if they need to, or we can if we need to. So
All right. I think yeah, you're a great example of a person who is actually very responsive, and I think yeah, thank you for saying that you're always open for listening to people out there. And yeah, so okay, past the resume, you think the candidate is interesting. You establish this phone call. You get the person on the phone, right? How does it go there? Like what does it tell you? What are the red flags on the telephone interview? What are don'ts and what are do's? What are the good stuff?
I would say being yourself will get you a long way, because pretending to be someone else, you cannot maintain that consistently throughout the screening process, because it doesn't happen within one day.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say be yourself, be open, be who you are, and if you're interested in something and if you enjoy doing something, make sure that you express yourself and your goals, so that you won't be placed at the wrong position,
Mm-hmm.
because it will be a waste of time in both parties, not just the candidate, also for the employer. But I would say highly for the candidate too, because when you land in a position that you don't enjoy, it will not get you, when you have to work when you have to put in extra work, it will look like a stressful task for you, instead of something that you're willing to do because you have passion towards it. So that's why being yourself, being original is very crucial, so that you can land in the right position, instead of pretending to be someone else and landing in the wrong position, then going through the struggle of the training and failing to do its a task. So I would say just be yourself and answer the question directly. And if you're the right fit, you will definitely move forward from that
Okay,
point.
awesome. All right, and yeah, I've seen that you have quite a very extensive network, right? I think it was checking my phone yesterday, and I saw your post with you have like 2.5K, right, on LinkedIn. I was like, oh wow, that is super impressive. And what would be your like guidance in that sense for job seekers? Do you think that a job seeker should go for the number and try to expand their network as much as possible? Maybe work on the quality more, or what kind of networking advice, and maybe also on the content creation. Is it important for people to create content to increase their followership?
Definitely. So, content will show who the individual is and what they are interested in, and what they believe in. Content is definitely what something that attracts more followers towards their profile. But that alone will not go further, because you don't wait until someone won't be interested in connecting with you. You also have to make your own moves. You also have to be out there, share posts and share your thoughts, and how can help towards the community. And it pretty much everybody's time is very important. So if they are willing to spend some time in your profile, follow you, then you have to be worth their time. So make sure that you make yourself worth it by sharing the very helpful tips and tasks towards the individuals that who are looking for jobs, or who are looking to hire the right individuals. it works both ways. So it's either for the recruiters or the job seekers. Share your knowledge, and make sure you reach out to people too that you're interested in connecting with. So it has to be, when it's work both ways, that the network expands much more faster. But on top of that, I would highly recommend to be active, be proactive. So on top of posting your own interest, make sure that you are active on the comments too section.
Mm-hmm.
You make sure
Yeah.
you reply, you talk, because don't be shy. Because some people just tend to post something and then they don't follow up with the comments below. So
Mm-hmm.
be open, be out there, try to be an extrovert and get along with people. Yeah, expand your.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. I can see that you engage a lot with all your followers. But uh, just a quick question. Do you think that every job seeker should create content?
No, they do not have to. It's not a must, because job seekers creating a content is only going to definitely it's going to have some head turns, but
Mm-hmm.
that does not mean that that's the only thing that recruiters are looking for. Having the updated profile and being able to connect, like expand your network,
Mm-hmm.
by adding because there's a limit if it's a free profile, there's a limit for invitations. Make sure that you're active every single day, and sending a request every single day, replying to your messages, checking your profile every single day. At least once a day is the must. That's the minimum requirement to be active on LinkedIn if you
Okay.
want to be active.
Mm-hmm. All right. So we are like moving on to the last phase, right? The already in-person interview. Like when you see these people, maybe probably you've experienced these kind of situations when this couple of candidates go toe to toe, and then what are those things that actually tipping the balance, and you understand, okay, this is our hire.
Uh, Sorry, you mean that why we choose this one specific candidate when two
Yeah,
different
let's say.
candidates
What
most
are what are
suitable?
what are those things that make a candidate uh,
I
an
would say
employee, basically?
I would say their personality, on top of their skill set, their knowledge, their experience. I would say their personality, because getting along with everyone, and not expressing your opinion uh, in a well, like in a friendly manner, and being able to accept criticism and not reacting in a negative manner. So all that will be revealed through behavioral questions during the interview process, and only then it'll come to that to make the difference. And also what the candidate is looking for, like what their main, like what are the crucial things that's important for them in their workplace, that
Mhm.
will make a huge difference too. So for example, for one candidate, having a work-life balance might be the crucial part, which
Okay.
so pros and cons.
hmm So every recruiter or every HR professional, they have their own set of very favorite questions to ask. What are your probing questions? Like what kind of things you really want to know? And what kind of things do you ask?
I would say under pressure, how would they, like under a stressful situation,
hmm
how how an employee express their point of view to their coworker who is not thinking in the same viewpoint. So how
hmm
to express in a more friendly way without offending the other party for having a different idea to
hmm
resolve the situation and come to a conclusion by sharing each other's. So that's one of the things. So teamwork, definitely, communication, and on top of that, um, not having an ego at workplace is one of the crucial too. So at
How do
times.
you check this? Is there a question to check this, like the presence of big ego?
So when it comes to, because if it's ego, if it has to deal with ego, then they have to fall under management positions. So how do they deal with their direct reports when they make a mistake and when they think that they are right? So they don't. It's not someone superior to them. So it's someone who is below them, who report to them, and they
hmm
make a mistake. And we make sure what kind of patient level that the individual have to resolve the issue without the power, without taking the power in hand to resolve it. So treating each other equal, even though they are the direct reports, and finding out why they think this way and how it can be explained to them in the right way that they will understand. So being patient, going, seeing an issue from other person's point of view and
Hmm.
resolving it is what I would say one of the way to find out how an individual uh, deal with the power for the
All
position.
right. Okay, awesome. I like that question, like how do you behave under pressure? What would be your example of a good answer to this?
I would say um, having a clear plan.
Hmm.
Plan your day, take care of your tasks according to the priority level,
Hmm.
and make sure that you have covered everything towards the end of the day, or at least touch base
Hmm.
in each different sections. So you will make sure that you're making a progress in each task, and you're not missing out anything. So planning, organizing, clearing it out, and making some sort of progress
Hmm.
towards the task. So I would say that's just one example, but no one have to be exactly the same because everybody works in their own way. They will have their
Yeah.
own style to deal with the situation as long as it's something that's out of the box and excellent and something possible.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's definitely an acceptable answer.
Okay, awesome. How about what is your approach on informational interviews? If a fellow talent acquisition or HR professional reaching out to you and is like, "Hey, Cynthia, I want to have a video call with you. Would you be willing to give me some of your time?"
Definitely. But from what I know, for because in my current company and even in my past employment,
Hmm.
it was always been except one. It's always been a one-man army. So we never had HR team, and even when I had an HR team, I wasn't hiring for the HR team because it's already been established. So I was never being a part of a recruitment team for HR department
Hmm.
to place someone in HR. So, and it is something that's hard to land on, as I'm sure
Absolutely.
you're well aware of it.
Yeah.
I would say that make sure they are updated on the information and make sure they expand in within the HR department, HR candidates, individuals, because information is the key.
Hmm.
So making and whenever and be a part of HRP,
Hmm.
sorry, HRPA. Being
Yeah.
a member of HRPA would definitely help because it also have many openings available that
Hmm.
can be interested. And then being a part of HR uh, team in LinkedIn would also help them be.
So utilizing groups, right?
Yes, it's always about the networking
Hmm.
and expanding and improving your knowledge and making sure you're being updated. So when you attend an interview, that's the only way to stand out because it's a very competitive
Hmm.
industry.
All right. Yeah. Luckily, and we are safe and we are employed. But I just want to kind of have a thought experiment and entertain an imaginary situation in which you would be in this kind of current environment that's going on outside, right? You would be a job seeker. What would be your steps right now? How would you tackle your job search? What are maybe top three things that you would do?
Okay, so what I would do is definitely apply for employment subsidiary that the government is offering, which
Mm-hmm.
takes a couple of minutes over the phone to be enrolled. And next step, I would say I would customize my resume. I will make sure that it's updated. And then I will look for the position that I'm interested in, and I will sit down and make sure that my resume is customized for each position in a differently. And then once I apply to it, I also make sure that it is possible to reach the recruiter who posted that position and send a personal email through LinkedIn, express my interest or towards the position and why I chose the company and why I would be a best fit for the role. And then I'll now wait for their response and move on to the next. I will never hold myself towards one opportunity. So give your best, customize your resume, apply, reach the recruiter, move on to the next. Do the exact same thing for each every single position, and always make sure that job seeking is like your full-time job. So make sure you put 8 hours per day. By doing that, by following all these steps, I'm sure you'll land on a role in no time, because
Hmm.
many individuals are recruiting at this point of time as well.
Perfect. Those are all there, and those are all great tips. How about the LinkedIn strategy? Like right now, we have limitations. We cannot go out and we cannot meet people in person, right? What would you do on LinkedIn?
I would say, if like, but when you approach a recruiter, if
Hmm.
they do have time, make a phone call to get more information towards the position, and make sure that you are well suited for it, so
Hmm.
that the recruiter is willing to, like, because when your profile is not matching the posting, then even though you are messaging the recruiter for information session, when the recruiter know that the position is not matched to your profile, they might not be willing to provide further information,
Okay.
because uh, they are they are meeting like 100 different individuals too. So make sure that your resume and your profile is matching the posting, and then approach the recruiter and inform them these are the reasons why you're interested in the company and the position, and tell them what are the best ways that what are the tips that they can offer, or what are the extra information that you need to be aware of to be a successful candidate towards the position. So by
Hmm.
doing that, it will increase your chance to be successful. At the same time, in case if the role is already being filled, at least the recruiter will have you on mind towards the next opening role, because
Hmm.
have done everything possible to stand out from the crowd. So
Okay.
which means you have made a impression. Uh, so that would be my advice towards the job seekers.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And yeah, we're kind of going in circles, but I like the thoughts keep popping up about the resumes, right? As well. How like I was always asking myself a question: how important it is this section of objective on the resume? Like, do I need to show that my objective is to secure this role in this company, or I can put it in a headline? Like, what's your take on this?
I would say customizing objective is very crucial, because that's the first part that pops up when a recruiter take a look at your resume. So having those four lines being altered will make a huge difference. And on after that point onwards, they go jump to the education if needed, or employment experience. So these are the three things that you need to make sure that it's exactly at, and then come towards the skill sets, and make sure that you have included the keywords that's posted on the job posting, if you have an experience, if you have the skill set for it. So those are crucial too, but I would say objective is the most important of all.
Okay. Well, yeah, actually, an interesting question, like it's a different opinion in the industry, and I'm asking, I usually say like HR people have about 30, 40 seconds to scan your resume, right? Yesterday, I met a recruiter and he says like, I have 6 seconds. That's all, like that's all it takes. So how much time do you spend on, you have 100 resumes, right, a day. So
I would
how is it for you?
I would say I would take 30 to 40 seconds per
30, 40
resume.
seconds.
Yes, because since I deal with the IT industry, for us, their experience can be very like
Very
uh,
specific.
very specific, and also they have like uh, term words for their skill set, like specific terms.
Hmm.
So I have to make sure that even though it was because under marketing, for example, in IT industry, it can be the wordings can be slightly different,
Hmm.
but the the outcome of the sentence will be exactly the same. So that's why I had to put a little bit of extra time. But if, for example, if it's for a sales coordinator role, which is very basic, all they need to know is having the Canadian degree, or
Hmm.
the customer service and admin experience, if possible, the minimum requirement. So for that, I would say 15 to 20 seconds. So depending on the role, the screening timeline will change, and the
Yeah.
higher the role is, the more.
Okay, awesome. All right. I had a question. But maybe we can, yeah, we're gonna wrap it up, and I would love to maybe next time we're gonna meet for a more advanced thing.
Yeah.
So yes, we like I work with Cynthia. I'm a workforce specialist at JVS Toronto. I should have started with that, right? But yeah, Cynthia, I'm gonna be sending you some candidates that for the roles.
Sure.
And I encourage all the employers out there who are watching this video that, yeah, I'm a free assistant, so please capitalize on these services. That would be a good question for you, Cynthia. Why did you decide to work with me? And why did you think like, hey, I'm gonna try it out?
Because you've been a great help so far. Not just that you get the job description from me, you ask me more questions to learn the exact need for the role, which is pretty impressive because you just don't do what you need to do. You go above and beyond to make sure that the candidate is best fit for the role. And so I have no problem trusting you with the search.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your kind words. Maybe you could share more about like what kind of roles you're hiring right now and maybe a message to the audience during the crisis.
Sure, definitely. So currently, I'm hiring for marketing manager in IT industry. So we require a minimum of 5 years of experience being an marketing manager in IT, and then we also hiring a channel marketing specialist with the 3 years of minimum requirement of in IT industry experience. And we are also hiring sales coordinator role, which requires a degree in Canadian from a Canadian university and experience 1 or 2 years experience in customer service or administration will be an asset, but it is not mandatory. And I'm also hiring for work warehouse operator role, which
Mhm.
requires a forklift license as well as at least a minimum of 2 years of experience as a forklift worker.
Right.
Uh, Also, we are hiring for sales engineer, pre-sales engineer role, which requires having an experience in sales industry within the IT,
Got
Canadian
it.
IT industry, which is very crucial.
Mm-hmm.
And also, we are currently hiring for account manager role in Montreal, which we need bilingual,
Mm-hmm.
on top of IT industry sales experience, which is
Awesome. There you go. So for all those people out there who says hiring stopped, hiring did not stop. Cynthia is here. She's hiring. Please feel free to reach out to me or to Cynthia. And yeah, what probably a couple of words for everyone who is listening and watching us.
please be positive and safe. And this is the time to be strong and do what you love. Something to keep your day going, something to keep you exciting. So,
All right, awesome. I think that's a perfect message to finish it. Do what you love, and continue spreading love. We can only act through love. So everything will come your way. Keep working. Stay focused. Stay motivated. We will get to this. Thank you, Cynthia. Stay
my
safe. You have a great day.
good day. Bye bye.
Mhm.